Bleachers shake, the air's alive. Under Friday skies we thrive. Small town roar, it cracks the night. Underneath these autumn lights, dreams are born and take their flight. Big plays, big hearts, Tennessee calls. Small town legends under the falls. The crisp red lights, but the passion's fire. High school glory, our one desire.
And good afternoon again. Here I am. I'm your host, VandyChris. This is the Spot the Ball podcast. What I'm doing today, I'm getting some content out there before the playoffs start. A lot of games have been moved to Thursday night, which is today, due to weather that's going to be affecting games on Friday night. I think it's a right move by these schools. But what I'm doing, I'm breaking it down by class to go over the playoff brackets. This is Class 4A. Without further ado, let's get these brackets up here and talk about what they look like. So what I've done, as you know, the TSSAA, they break it down where you have an Eastern Division and a Western Division. So what I've broken it down, I've got the 16 teams in the East on this slide. We'll take a look at what we got over here. Surprise, surprise, I think your state champion's coming out of the East. I could be wrong, but there's a lot of good teams over here. It's going to be fun to watch. So you look at these brackets, you got Greenville. They're always a threat. You got Anderson County, who surprised everybody in the final week of the season with the upset of Alcoa, who was the odds-on favorite to win the state championship this year. I'm not so sure that's the same thing. You got Stone Memorial, fantastic season for Stone, going 9-1. You come down here to the bottom part, you got Elizabethton. They're sitting at 8-2. They're playing Gibbs, who's had another fantastic season. They're 8-2. You got Upperman at 8-2. You got Alcoa at 9-1. There's a lot of really good football teams over in the eastern side of the state. Kind of previewing things, you expect Greenville to probably get to the quarterfinals. They appear to be the odds-on team to come out of that 4-team bracket. Down here in the second 4-team bracket, it looks like you're going to get you could get an Anderson County versus Stone Memorial. You could get Volunteer versus Stone Memorial. I think Stone Memorial is a heavy favorite over Loudon. Can Anderson County continue the magic that they showed off last week in upsetting Alcoa? We shall see. To get to the quarterfinals, I think Anderson County is the team to look out for here. That'll be interesting to see if they can get past Stone. Down here in the bottom part, you have to feel like Elizabethton has a very good path to the quarterfinals. That seems to be where they're at. In this bottom part, you could have a second round with Alcoa versus Upperman. I would give Alcoa the edge in that game just based on athletes. I do expect, however, I think Alcoa comes out of the East. Yes, Anderson County beat them. They won their region. I think that was a huge upset. But I think Alcoa has enough to get it done. I think they learned from that game. But let's see who they would take on if they get to Cookeville for the TSSAA Blue Cross Bowl over here in the West. take a look at Pearl Cone. That's a team worth keeping your eye on. They started the year 0-4. They're on a 6-game winning streak. Those 4 games that they lost were some of the toughest competition in the state. They opened with MBA. They played BGA. They played, so many good teams. Oakland was a team they played. It was brutal to start the season for Pearl Cone, but they've righted the ship. They've won 6 games in a row. They look like a problem. Can they get past a Dyer County or a Marshall County? That's probably Marshall County and Dyer County is going to be a fun ball game. Lewisburg, that game would be played in Lewisburg in the second round. It'd be interesting to see Marshall County and Pearl Cone line up here in the quarterfinals because, as everybody knows, they were in the same region for the past several years and battled for the region championship every year. So that'd be neat to see them 2 teams playing in the quarterfinals. We'll see if that can happen. Down here in the bottom half, you got Springfield. What a fantastic season for them. You got Haywood. You got Lexington. I would venture to say that Springfield is probably the favorite to make it to the state semifinals to take on the winner of the upper bracket. I'm going with Pearl Cone. Pearl Cone versus Springfield in the state semifinals. That would be an incredible matchup. Pearl Cone won that region. The only loss on the season for Springfield was to Pearl Cone. That's why I think Pearl Cone is such a threat to come out of the West. Pearl Cone lining up with any of these teams, Greenville, Anderson County, Stone Memorial, Alcoa, Elizabethton, that would be an interesting matchup all the way around up in Cookeville. I still think Alcoa is the team to beat. So that's my Class 4A preview. Again, reminder, a lot of these games, if not most of them, have been moved to Thursday night due to weather. They're anticipating some severe weather on Friday night, so a lot of these schools have moved their games to Thursday night. Go out and support your team. Buy a ticket. Go to the playoff games. Support these young men putting their seasons on the line. Win or go home time. Go support your team. Hopefully you come out a winner this weekend. I'm going to be back on Sunday to go over the first round results, preview the second round. I'll be joined by Mr. Jay Henson, the play-by-play announcer over at Perry County High School. He's agreed to join me going forward. I think it's going to be a fun show Sunday night. I look forward to seeing you. Y'all have a great night. Enjoy the playoffs.
This is a dangerous group.